got MMA, we got boxing, we've got pro wrestling. It's the 2025 Panini PFL Combat Anthology, and this is a combat sports smorgasbord, dude. Just a little bit of product details before we get into the rip. So I got this at $129.95. That was shipped from Blowout Cards. A couple different resellers had it for, around that price. $120 at Steel City, $125 at David Adams Card World. Now it may be slightly cheaper as of the Panini release, but those were the resale prices whenever I looked. And this is gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be real interesting. We've got some crazy duels in this. Crazy duels. I'm not a huge pro wrestling guy. I do like boxing. Obviously, I'm super into MMA. So those are kind of the two things really that I want to hit from this product are going to be the old school boxers and of course the MMA fighters. As far as the guaranteed hits, we get 2 autos in this, as well as 20 insets or parallels, and that's always a little weird to me. We don't know, we don't have odds with Panini. We also don't know how many parallels are supposed to be guaranteed in each box, but maybe we'll get some nice stuff today. As far as the configuration, 10 cards per pack, 4 cards per box, 12 boxes per case. Again, this is a pretty new product, so we're going to try the value calculator, right? But it is always, a little hit or miss on that, depending on, if we can find comps on that. We're going to do the best that we can in order to kind of get close. I think that's just a fun thing to do, but it's not always super accurate, but we're going to try our best on the value calculator. All right, first up, let's see, what do we got? We got Simeon Powell. So we have a ton of PFL fighters in here, obviously. We got some old school people that fought in the UFC as well. John Jones has an auto in this. I'd like to see a KABOOM. Can we hit a KABOOM? That would really be one of my favorites if we could get one of those today. Ric Flair. Don't know a lot of wrestling guys, but I know him. Woo! We got Thad Gene, PFL fighter. Brent Primus. I have seen him a few times within PFL, and looks like our first parallel here. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a TJ Dillashaw auto. Okay, and this seems to be unnumbered. So our first auto is TJ the Snake Dillashaw. This card is just oozing with PEDs right now. I can feel it. We got Phil Davis. We got parallel here for Josh Barnett. A really interesting guy as far as MMA style. I mean, he's a catch wrestler, which is basically mixing wrestling with joint locks and submissions, kind of like jiu-jitsu, but they definitely have a little bit of a different priority as far as what they're focused on with catch wrestling. They tend to want to be on top and don't like to play on the bottom. So that's our first parallel there. Before we go any farther, let's talk about these cards. So the card stock is a little bit thin, right? It's definitely paper cards. It's not going to be chrome. It's not terrible quality so far. We got Mike Tyson on the Combat Immortals, and this is pretty muted design. The cards do seem to be very flat, sort of like Chronicles, sort of like Don Russ, something of that nature. Even when looking at here, you can tell the paper card stock, right? That's like classic Don Russ. It does have some good shine though. Definitely has some good shine. So that's our first look at the first insert, Combat Immortals. And we got the Ring Royalty Kurt Angle. That's actually kind of cool. I always love when they do, like a painterly design. Get kind of crazy with the colors. Very chill. We got the white bordering with the painterly design. Ring Royalty. A little bit tough to read, but still, I think, decent card here. Oh, we got Hulk Hogan on the Panini Golden Age. That's pretty funny right there. The Hulkster. We got a lot of Hulk fans watching the channel. Obviously one of the most famous wrestlers probably ever. If you're enjoying these rip videos, hit the like button, subscribe. Think about joining the Bat Crew. All that stuff really helps the channel grow, man. Thanks for watching. All right. That was first pack. So we got 1 auto down. We got Don King in here. Okay, this is hilarious. So whenever I was doing the video, looking at the checklist, I did want to hit a Don King card. I'm not going to lie. So I'm happy that we hit this one today. Nice. We got Usman Nurmagomedov. This is a big name. There's some good duels in here, and also any of the PFL younger people would be a great hit. So I'm happy about this Usman Combat Anthology. It's just a base card, right? But still pretty nice. Hyped about that. We got a wrestler, Alex Hammerstone. Alex Hammerstone. Have no idea who that is, but he is freaking jacked, dude. He's absolutely jacked, and he's got the American flag there. Bobby Fish, another wrestler. He's just about to blast somebody with a double. And Josh Koscheck. Okay, so our two autos are TJ Dillashaw and Josh Koscheck. Um, the most famous thing I remember about Josh Koscheck is GSP getting him in some type of a guillotine choke, or maybe it was a bulldog choke. I can't remember specifically what it was. And Koscheck fought it so hard that he literally had white foam coming out of his mouth. It was crazy. So our two autos, Josh Koscheck and TJ Dillashaw. This box is not looking good so far. We're gonna need a really big hit. We're gonna need like a kaboom to save this, I think. We got Czech Congo and we got Kenta. We got Kenta here on the parallel of 149. This is going to be another blue. So we've got two blues so far. Pretty good looking card, though. Some nice shine. We got Frank Shamrock on the Combat Immortals. And Matt Riddle on the Ring Royalty. And we got another Ring Royalty here. What's this about? Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. And we got Mike Tyson here on the Blue Ring Royalty. Now, is this a numbered parallel? Or are they just all different? This looks slightly different. Slightly different. We got like a gray almost. We got a gray on the Ring Royalty with the Mike Tyson. Obviously, anything Iron Mike is gonna be sick, right? We got Iron Mike in here. We got Floyd in here. We got a lot of good Tommy Hearns. We got a lot of good old school boxers in this product. All right, so that's 2 packs down. We already hit our 2 autos, which were not great, man. Not great. I think the value ticker's probably hurting right now. We are not going to be surging up. We're going to need a big hit to redeem this box. A big hit to redeem this box. All right, we got Gary Goodridge. Old school MMA name right there. Let's see. We got big hits here. Big hits. Nathan Kelly, PFL. Rodrigo Nascimento, not somebody I'm hyped about. I believe he was released by the UFC, and then PFL picked him up. Fabian Edwards. Okay, so this is Leon Edwards' little brother. He is doing very well in PFL right now. He had an insane head kick that was eerily reminiscent of Leon's head kick. Really cool moment to see that. Josh Thompson. Chris Cyborg. Okay, so we got another gray here. And I'll flash on the screen the difference between the white base cards and the gray. It could just be an unnumbered parallel. And we got a Hulk Hogan. All right, that's a good hit. We got a Hulk Hogan of 149 blue. We got our first classics. Can we get a Decheva? Can we get a Dakota Decheva? Oh, Chael Sonnen. The GQ Chael. Just GQ Chael on this. This is actually kind of a cool design. It's super minimal, but I do like the stippling and the orange in the back. Kind of pops. Makes it pop. So our first look at the classics. Whoa, Mark Kerr. Nice. That's a timely hit, you know, with the movie coming out. I still have not seen that. If you've seen it, how was it? Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to watch that here soon. We got the Golden Age, Mark Kerr. And this is actually a nice set. I said it whenever I was reviewing some of the checklist and whatnot and overviewing the product, that this reminds me a lot of the Allen and Ginter from Topps Chrome. Oh, and another Mark Kerr. Nice, dude. Okay. That's kind of sick, actually. We got 2 Mark Kerrs back-to-back. Timely hit. And we got one more pack. One more pack, man. We're gonna need we're gonna have to have something huge, either a huge parallel or, you know, a kaboom. That's really the only way that we're gonna redeem this, I think. Because those autos just did not give us a lot of juice. All right. Last one. What do we got? Clay Collard Greens. If that's not his name, it should be, right? Got Boss Rudin, old school. Wow, he looks young in this too. Got old school Boss. Liz Carmouche. Tom Lawler with the overalls, dude. Just getting to work. Sadabai Sue. I feel like he had a crazy finish here recently, but I cannot remember if that was him or not. Logan Storley on this gray, whatever this gray is. What do we got here? And we got Boss Rudin. Okay. This is of 49. We got an of 49 little parallel here. This looks kind of cool. Let's look on the back here. What are we gonna call this, dudes? What are we gonna call this? Is this a record player? Oh, it's a bell. Okay, it's a ring bell. Ding ding. Boss Rooting on that. So that's another one of the parallels. We got Alex Hammerstone on the classics. Pedro Hizzo on the Golden Age. and Hulk Hogan on the classics as well. So we at least hit some decent WWE names, not necessarily the MMA names that we wanted, but we'll pack up the hits and be right back. And I'm back with the hits, and here's what we got, man. So we got a couple decent MMA little base cards here. We got this classics from Chael, GQ Chael, just showing out for the camera. We got this Usman Nurmagomedov PFL. If he ever transitions to the UFC, I do think that some of his cards within, you know, Panini, the contenders, some of the cards in this product specifically, I do think those might hold some value long term. So that's definitely something that I wish we would have got to look at, a cool Usman card, but still got that one. We got a Mike Tyson, and this is going to be the little like gray with the bluish kind of silver on the ring royalty. That one was cool. And also this Mark Kerr I think is pretty cool. Got the superhero stance, timely hit with that movie out. And we're going to talk about him again because we got him right here as well with the Combat Immortals, just doing the front double buy, flexing on everybody. We got Hulk Hogan showing the pythons there on the classics. And we got Hulk Hogan here again on the 149. We got Kenta on the 149. Again, almost all the parallels were blue, right? Which is kind of lame, but it is what it is. We got Josh Barnett on the 149 as well. And this is going to be the lowest parallel that we got. It's a 49 Boss Rutan with the little bells on the outside. And then our two autos. Rough sledding, tough sledding here, guys. We got TJ Dillashaw and Josh Koscheck on the two autos, and it looks to be not numbered, just base, but they do have some good refraction and some good shine, right? Let's talk about thoughts on the value with this product. So if you would have told me, because it said 20 inserts or parallels, right? So that like really is tough to differentiate on what the guaranteed hits are. If you were going to tell me that we were going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 numbered parallels and then 2 autos, I definitely would not have been quite as hyped for this product. Now the buy-in is relatively low, right? It is one of the lower buy-ins that you can get for, you know, combat sports and UFC and MMA. So it kind of is what it is as far as that goes. But man, with only that amount of parallels, with the autos, you know, that you could potentially end up with Josh Koscheck, TJ Dillashaw. A little bit risky, but since the buy-in is so low, I do think that this was, you know, a fun rip, and you're at least giving yourself a chance to hit some really big cards. Like this product does have really big cards. You got Kabooms, which we did not get to see. They also have the duels. I saw a really big, I think it was Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan gold duel, and that is massive, man. We've got some good. We had some really good Rampage and Chuck Liddell duel. We also have DC and John Jones duel in this. Like you could potentially hit some pretty big cards. And for the as low as this buy-in price is, I do think that is pretty cool. All right, and fit and finish. As I talked about during the rip, these are, you know, a lot like Don Russ, right? You got paper cards, pretty thin, not necessarily a lot of weight to them, not a lot of heft. And you, as you can tell, right, it's got that like paper foil finish on it. So it's not going to be chromium. It's not going to be, I mean, these do have decent shine, right? It's definitely decent shine, but don't expect, you know, finest. Don't expect Topps Chrome. Don't expect Prism quality. This is, you know, gold label. This is Don Russ. That is what we're talking about with these cards. So definitely something to keep in mind there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like UFC cards, you're going to like my channel. So check out these videos over here and subscribe for more videos just like this.